What's up everyone, my name's Searon, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. With many things going into the Destiny content vault with the release of Beyond Light, my friends and I decided that we needed to get the exclusive Ghost and Emblem from doing the Niobe Labs challenge. They only drop from completing all 7 waves of Niobe's Torment, which is supposed to be notoriously hard. The challenge took us about 2.5 hours. With each run taking between 10 and 15 minutes, and after a while it got to the point where we were kind of just going through the motions, so there's not a lot of good communication going on, and so instead I decided to do a little bit of commentary to describe what we're doing and our strategy to how to address each level. So first I'm going to explain the loadouts that we used. First of all, it's important to know that everyone's going to need the bow from the Black Armory, the Spiteful Fang. Not everyone needs to have it equipped all the time, but everyone does need to have it for Wave 6. In addition to that, you need at least 1 Hammerhead and 1 Tatara's Gaze. Now for the full loadouts, I was running a Ward of Dawn Titan with Izanagi's Burden, the Summoner, and Hammerhead. Vant was running as a top tree Night Stalker with Outbreak Perfected, Tatara's Gaze, and a Fallen Guillotine. Ares was using a top tree Voidlock with Spiteful Fang, Risk Runner, and Fallen Guillotine. In addition to everyone needing Spiteful Fang for level 6, everyone is going to need a specific element to use during Wave 7 corresponding to the weapon's emblems that they're shooting. The Hammerhead user is going to need a solar weapon, so Ringing Nail is a good choice. The Spiteful Fang user needs Arc, so you can use No Feelings from the raid. And the Tatara's Gaze user needs Void, so Hammerhead could be a good choice there. But those aren't required till Wave 7, so feel free to use anything else until then. There were some good graphics put on Reddit by the user Register Vex Offender that has a whole list of all of the different codes and sequences that you need to shoot for each level. I'll make sure to have all that linked down in the description below so that you can reference that when you're working on this. Now let's get started. All throughout the time, there will be yellow bar bosses that spawn that have these shield robots around them. They are going to shield every enemy until all of the shield bots for however many bosses there are destroyed. So make sure you focus on those shield bots first so that you can actually do damage to the other adds. For the first wave, all you have to do is get 6 down to 2/3 health. At that point, you need to wait for the audio clue that will tell you it's time to put in the first sequence. For the first sequence, the Hammerhead user needs to stand on the hand symbol and then shoot the letters that you can see on the panels that spell out the word butterfly. Make sure that when you're shooting symbols with any of the weapons that you try to see the little explosion that happens that basically says you hit the thing that you need to hit. At the start of level 2, more adds will spawn, as well as eventually some splinter mines. You need to make sure you disarm these mines by standing in the circle on the floor, or else they'll blow up and wipe the whole party. And if the whole party wipes, then you have to restart back at level 1. So make sure that you're dismantling these mines before they blow up. Once all the adds have been cleared and you get the audio clue to put in key 2, you start by having Hammerhead stand on hand and shoot the fire and the cloud. Then the Tatara's Gaze user needs to stand on fish and shoot rabbit, then lotus. Now you're on to level 3. In this level, a servitor will spawn in the middle of the room and put up a barrier between the Hammerhead area and the Spiteful Fang and Tatara's Gaze area. Just make sure you have at least 1 person in each area. Killing the servitor is the only way to have the barrier drop, so make sure that whichever area he's in, that is your prime target. Once you've killed the servitor and you've killed all the adds, wait for the audio clue and you can start putting in the code for level 3. For level 3, all 3 people need to shoot a single emblem at the same time. Hammerhead needs to stand on sun and shoot fire. Tatara's Gaze needs to stand on dragon and shoot bamboo, and Spiteful Fang needs to stand on wind and shoot waves. At the start of level 4, another servitor will spawn in the middle and this time put up a barrier separating the room in half the other way. This time, it's really important to make sure that there's at least 1 person in each side because splinter mines will spawn and need to be disarmed. Once you've handled all of that, just wait for the next bypass code to be ready with the audio clue. This one's pretty simple. All you need is for the Hammerhead user to shoot the letters FLY while they're in the air. You don't have to be in the air the entire time, so you can jump and shoot 1 letter at a time. For level 5, no servitors spawn, so you don't need to worry about standing in the right spot. Just 2 shielded heavy shanks and some adds, as well as some splinter mines with shield bots around it. The shield bots need to be destroyed before the mines can be disarmed, so make sure you do that. The level 5 code requires Hammerhead on hand, Tatara's Gaze on fish, and Spiteful Fang on butterfly. Then the following symbols need to be shot in this order. A-T by Hammerhead, Bamboo by Tatara's Gaze, Scroll, Wave, Trees by Spiteful Fang, Gate, Rabbit by Tatara's Gaze, L-R by Hammerhead, Gate Lotus by Tatara's Gaze, S-D by Hammerhead, Lotus by Tatara's Gaze, and Rose Heart by Spiteful Fang. In level 6, 2 servitors will spawn that's going to separate the room into thirds. What we noticed is that these servitors will always spawn in the middle section, so make sure you have all 3 people in that middle section in order to take down those servitors as fast as possible. Now this is the one where you need all 3 people to have Spiteful Fang, so once you finish killing the servitors, go ahead and switch to your Spiteful Fang, finish off some of the other enemies, and then get ready to put in the next code. For this code, everyone needs to be standing on butterfly and shoot at trees at the same time.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Level 7 can seem difficult at first, but there is a strategy that we used that helped us out once we figured out how to run it. 2 servitors will spawn with crossing barriers separating the room into quadrants. There are splinter mines that spawn, so you have to make sure that you are in the right quadrants in order to get those splinter mines, or you have to kill the servitors extremely quickly to get to them. What we noticed though is that the servitors were always going to spawn in the same quadrant that we had the splinter mines spawn in. Those quadrants are the lower left and the upper right, according to the map by Register Vex Offenders infographics. So as long as you have someone who's capable of killing a servitor by themselves, you can have 2 people in one and 1 in the other, and it should be fine. Once you kill the servitors, you disable the mines. There are some bosses that you need to kill with shield bots. Kill all of them, and then you'll be able to have time for the code. This is the one where you need to have a specific element weapon that is actually not the original Black Armory weapon you've been using to shoot things. The Hammerhead user needs to have a solar weapon, and while standing on hand, spell out plus ULF BER H+T. You can switch between your solar weapon and the Hammerhead just to make sure you know which ones to shoot, but I found that once you get the pattern, then you don't even need to have the Hammerhead out, and you can just shoot the pattern with your weapon. The Spiteful Fang user needs to stand on butterfly, and using an ARP weapon, shoot trees, then scroll. Then they need to move to sun and shoot heart, heart, trees, wings. The Tatara's Gaze user, using void, needs to stand on wolf and shoot fish, lotus, tower. Then move to dragon and shoot gate, bamboo, rabbit, tower. There's no specific order that the different users need to shoot in. They just need to all make sure they get done within the time period. And once all 3 are finished, you've finished Niobe's Torment.
Oh. Nice.
One tip for the Tatara's Gaze user is that shooting fish is really kind of finicky. So you might need to try and shoot it multiple times and make sure you get that little bloom effect before you move on.
It could have also been my fish, because it's not the smoke that you're looking for, it's the actual pulse. And I sat there, I shot fish 5 times before it finally pulsed.
If you liked the video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.